Well, ELB Group is the remaining listed entity from the old ELB Group and is a supplier of process engineering and earth-moving equipment in Africa and Australasia. It has a market cap of 723 million rand and a price-to-earnings ratio of 12. How look at earth-moving equipment and marry that to electrification. Does it all work together?
Well, not exactly, but we thought, look, you've got to talk about all these stocks by sooner or later, and there's a bit of an echo with the Conco business we were talking about earlier. So the Bateman Group is old Bill Bateman's business empire. Then it got bought out by Benny Steinmetz. Then Sivi Gandon was briefly the CEO. Then they delisted all the other elements. What we're left with is a fairly focused mining equipment supplier, in the sense that they have these sort of crushers and mobile flotation units and so on. And then in Australia, they've got this business called Ditch Witch, which, I don't know, makes similar stuff for digging trenches, I suppose. It's got quite a strong CEO in Stephen Myers. I know him because he's a runner. I see him on the road. And, they've done well, although they've had quite volatile earnings.
They have had volatile earnings, but the value managers, I stand to be corrected, love ELB.
Yep, we love it. We think that there's a good story here. We think the capital distribution business is a great business to play mining infrastructure investment in Africa without the risk of owning a mine. Caterpillar or Barloworld agency owns the agency of Caterpillar, and that's done phenomenally well. The same type of dynamics or growth tailwinds that are driving Caterpillar sales are driving the capital distribution business. This is revenue growth in ELB.
Strong balance sheet.
Strong balance sheets. They have a lot of cash on balance sheet because they need to put guarantees in place. It's not free cash. But I mean, also I think the other noteworthy point to make is that the earnings are quite volatile because they have kind of long order times, lead times, and the currency is hugely volatile at the moment. And they've made the point that profitability and accounting periods are quite disparate sometimes. But generally it washes out. Earnings growth in the last reporting period was, top line growth, turnover growth was 8% up. And they expect, we expect about 20% growth, normalized headline earnings per share growth over the period for the full year.
At 21.50 rand, would you be accumulating more?
Yes, we would. We think that this is the other side of the business is also hugely attractive, the heavy engineering side of the business, where they do bulk equipment or pit-to-port bulk handling equipment, pneumatic conveyancing, and modular plant. We think that's hugely exciting. That's the division that Stephen Myers runs. We think that combination of the two businesses kind of make up for a heady kind of earnings growth prospects, and we would be accumulating the stock at this price.
And would you be accumulating the stock? I see you don't hold any at this point.
Yeah, it's interesting because we own Caterpillar in our global portfolios, and it's been a vicious cyclical player. In other words, in an industry like mining and capex, you obviously have cycles and long lead times in terms of the availability of equipment. So what happens is it's a bit like diamonds. When it's going well, people can't put their hands on it enough. The margins are fat. But the minute things take a downturn, then all bets are off, and nobody orders anything for 3 years. So you do get that earnings volatility. We see that also with Bell, and we've seen it with Barloworld. So I'm a bit skeptical about the ability of private investors to call the timing right and getting in or getting out of these. And I think you need
but
to
surely
know.
With your exposure on the Caterpillar front, this should be a relatively easy play for you.
Well, I'm thinking of kicking Caterpillar out of the portfolio because it's too damn cyclical. So if that's the case with a big global giant like that, then EL Bateman shouldn't even be considered.
All right, so hot or not for EL Bateman, or ELB rather?
Yeah, well, I like the guys, but I would say no, not for me.
I don't think he's going to be running with you anymore. Hot or not on ELB?
Yeah, we think that we like it because it is a cyclical play. We think that the global economy is in a slow cyclical recovery, and we'd like to play that. And you get the massive operational leverage to an improving economy. We wouldn't try and time it. We just want to be in it and wait for that recovery to materialize. So we think it's hot at this level, 21 rand.